Hi, this is Desmond Child, and you're on Rock Overdose. Boom!
So, hi, Desmond, and welcome to Rock Overdose, Greece. How are you these days?
I'm having a fantastic time in rehearsals for my big show, Desmond Child Rocks the Parthenon, on June 27th at the Odeon of Herodes Atticus. And this concert is dedicated to bring global attention to the return of the Parthenon Sculptures to Greece.
That's a great project, very interesting. Let's start with, first of all, about what inspired you to write music and generally get into the music industry. Was your mother an inspiration for you?
My mother was the Cuban songwriter and poet Elena Casas, which she's known now as La Musa. And I grew up in the music business. My uncle was a dancer at the Tropicana nightclub in Havana, and he married Olga Guillot, one of the most famous Cuban bolero singers. I mean, she invented a style of bolero, and she's hold on a second.
I see. So, which of your long list of songs was more difficult, even emotionally or technically, to write, and why?
Well, I don't really have difficulties writing songs. I have difficulties in like other areas of my life, but music is always there. It's ready to go, and I don't have a problem writing a song ever, because that's the one place there's a refuge, and you know, that I know I can count on that in myself. In many other aspects of the music industry, you have to wait for the record company to decide if that's the right song. Then you have the manager, the hairdresser, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, everybody weighing in, deciding your fate. But when you sit down to write a song, that's in my own control. You know, I don't have to wait to write a song. I can write one right now.
You write the song when you have the inspiration, right at on time.
I didn't understand the question.
Yes, I said that when you have an inspiration about writing a song, then you do it.
Oh, an inspiration.
Yes.
And I'm always inspired. I don't need an inspiration. I just, it's time, when it's time to work, it's there for me. If I was waiting for inspiration, I'd be, you know, nowhere, because inspiration is like the breeze. Sometimes it's blowing, sometimes it's not. To me, it's a different feeling than inspiration coming from somewhere. It's knowing that I have the confidence to find myself inside the song. And also, most of my collaborations are with bands and solo artists.
So, your collaborations with various famous artists of all kinds of music genres is really astonishing. However, is there any artist or band that you wished that you have cooperated with, but you haven't done so far?
Okay, my favorite bands from a certain period of time is the Britpop of the 1980s. So I've waited my whole life to work with Duran Duran, but they haven't called me yet. but I would love to work with them. And, you know, I mean, there's so many Pet Shop Boys, Gritty Politti, Tears for Fears. I mean, I love everything having to do with that period because at that time I was writing the opposite kind of music, hard rock, you know, stadium rock. But I love the artsy, you know, strange chords and, you know, the coolness of Britpop.
Great. So your song lyrics include some of your personal life experiences. How can you match which song suits a band or artist that can be performed the way you feel it?
Well, it's not quite like that. I feel my job is to feel what they're feeling. It's not that my feeling gets put on top of a band and then they have to, you know, express me. My job is to get inside the band, get inside the fans, get inside, you know, the culture, the world, the sound of the band I'm working with. I become a member of the band for that period of time that I'm working with them. And so it's like that for me. It's not personal, even though a lot of my personal life gets inside the songs, but that's what comes with collaboration. The people you're collaborating with are bringing their story in. You know, if it's more than one person, then you have three stories that are kind of weaving into each other.
I see. You have to feel it before you go on, to be in their role.
Kind of, but it's not like feeling it like I'm waiting for a feeling. It's like, you know, I have an instant ability to empathize and to have a rapport. And within seconds of meeting an artist or a band, they're either laughing or crying or both, because they're telling me their story. And then I go, okay, that's it. That's the something they say. It's like perfectly put. Then everything rolls out of it. But I think the important thing, it's not for me to be feeling it. It's for them to be feeling it. Are we okay now? Are we back?
I suppose we had a problem, maybe with the connection.
Okay, did you get my last statement?
I'm afraid you have to repeat it.
If a singer is not feeling what they're singing when they go to record the song or when they're on the stage, no one will feel it, because the emotion, the truth of what they're saying has to be alive inside the sound. You can't just make something up with a computer and decide, oh, that's a good feeling. I mean, that might work with, you know, dance music maybe, where it's a repetition, repetition, repetition. But with, you know, pop and rock music and, you know, well, classical music, every kind of music, you have to be feeling it.
So Desmond, can you predict the success of a song? What's the secret recipe of success?
You can't predict that, because there's too many elements that are out of one's control. I can write the song, then once you finish writing the song, the complications begin. Who's going to demo it? How are we going to demo it? How are we going to make the record? who's going to deliver it to the record company? Who's going to hear it? Are they in a good mood that day or a bad mood that day? Will they decide to push the button and say, yes, we are going all the way with that? And then along the way, it's, will the radio station play it? Will the program director make it his mission in life that Living on a Prayer, that should be, you know, the song of all time? And then the social media person, the publicity person, the marketing person, the promotion person, look at how many people are involved in making one hit, not two, one. And so all I can control is my creative experience writing the song. Then all the problems begin. So the fact that I've had so many hits over 6 decades is a miracle in a way, but I've also always been a lucky person. And maybe because of my experience, the songs that I work on are competitive, and they may be better than the song that the writer, that the co-writer might have found with another co-writer or wrote by themselves. Maybe the ones that I write help them more. So then my songs get chosen more often. And then the same goes in the market. All of a sudden, maybe a feeling inside the song will make people ask for the song. Play this, play this, play this, more, more, more. And that makes a hit. So there's no prediction of how it goes. And for that reason, it's like life itself. Can you predict this tonight? Really? If you make it home? I mean, you know, what can we predict? Almost nothing, you know, except that the sun and the moon will probably be there, but maybe not the moon. The sun, yes. Some comet could come and blow the moon away, you know.
Yeah.
It could happen. And so that's why it's an exciting business, because it's a reflection of life in many ways. You're writing about life, and then the way it proceeds is like life. You know, you can't control everything. It's every, you know, song has a journey of its own. Sometimes that journey is to stay nowhere in the back of a file somewhere. Then 20 years later, somebody's asking you for a song that has that same exact title to be the title of a movie, you know, to be the title song for a movie. I have a song with that title. Oh my God, where's that song? Send it. And then if I'm lucky, the song gets in the movie. And then just like life, you cannot predict, you know, what's going to happen. And that's what makes it exciting. And that's what makes it frustrating, because all the work you do cannot make it a hit. Only life itself, because there's too many possibilities in the universe that could affect the outcome of one situation.
Of course. So, about your upcoming live show here in Greece, together with all those great artists, for this special reason, the Parthenon Sculptures, is a great honor for us. How is this great idea, how this great idea was created and finally is going to come true?
Desmond Child Rocks the Parthenon was a, just even that idea came from Phoebus, the great Phoebus. And we were sitting there with our other great friend, George Lembesis. And, you know, they were always saying, Desmond, when will you come to Athens to sing your songs? I said, well, bring me to Athens. And they did. they organized everything, and with spicy events, and it just all has come together because, the idea was to play at the Herodian. That's a great, great honor. And so they told me more and more about the history. And I said, well, we should do this as a benefit to support the return of the Parthenon sculptures. And, oh, wait, hold on, that's a very sacred thing. I said, but this would bring the world attention to the cause and add our voices to it. And so everyone got used to the idea, and it just kept going. And so I'm so delighted that my guest stars, Alice Cooper, Bonnie Tyler, Rita Wilson, Sakis Ruvas, the great Finnish band, the Rasmus, Kip Winger. I mean, like, all these people are coming together to, help to bring this show to life. And they're all singing songs that I collaborated on, songs that I had a part of. And so sometimes, there'll be an artist that it wasn't their song, but they love the song, so they're singing it, And so, we'll have Bon Jovi songs, Aerosmith songs, Kiss songs. We have Rasmus songs because I wrote and co-produced an album with them called Black Roses. And so, there's songs from that. And we just had a hit called Jezebel, which won the Finnish Eurovision.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so we have that. And, Bonnie Tyler, oh my God, she's been singing my songs since before I met her, when she was being produced by Jim Steinman. And she sang a song of mine that became a European hit mainly, called If You Were a Woman and I Was a Man. Mm-hmm. And so then we continued working together, and, so she has a segment of, 3 songs that she's going to sing that are all songs that I worked on with her. So it goes like that. And, you'll be hearing from one end of the spectrum to the other. My very first hit, I Was Made for Loving You with Kiss. And you'll be hearing Kings and Queens and Jezebel. Those are my latest songs. So I've had #1 songs in 6 decades.
That's
Not
great.
that many people can say that. They might have had #1 songs in 1 decade, but 6, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's really great. 6 decades. Is there any artist that you invited and he couldn't join the event? He wasn't able to join?
Well, a lot of artists are on tour, are not available or can't fly. This has been a very difficult time, with everything that's gone on in the world. But I'm, grateful for the ones that could come. Mm-hmm. And so I think no one will be asking for their money back. I think everyone will be really very, very happy with the show.
Of course, it's a great show, and everybody will enjoy it. And
yes.
It's
also it's being directed by Fokas Evangelinos, mm-hmm. And so he's done a spectacle that's never been done at Herodian. He building a special stage, lights. I mean, it's just beyond, and it just gives me goosebumps to think about how the show will be. Mm-hmm. And so it's not just like, and I sang this song, and then we did this song, and then I wrote that song. It's not a show like that. It's almost like a Broadway musical. So it's not to be missed because it's once in a lifetime, one night only. Yeah. And we've been working on it 7 months.
7 months.
7 months. Uh-huh. And we meet every week on the Zoom, and everybody's weighing in. Everybody does a different thing. And now this week, everybody's getting to Athens, and we'll be rehearsing. And, loading in the night before at the Odeon, and they have to build the stage overnight. All these special lights and everything is happening overnight. So it's very exciting because for the most part, I mean, I always wanted to be a star, but it wasn't my destiny. It was my destiny to be a hit maker to the stars. I would not have had as many hits in my life if I had been a solo artist. I've been saving them for myself and waiting 2 years for a song to come out and, you know, like that. Mm-hmm. So if you add up all the hits and the records I've sold and everything, it's almost like 500 million records, billions of streams. And I mean, I come to Athens, I love it. Every taxi I get into, my song's playing on the radio. And I go, did you do that on purpose? Did you just flip that on because you knew it was me? No, your songs are going like nonstop. And so, you know, it's so great to be in a country that loves rock and that loves my music. And so I love Phoebus. I mean, he's a genius. And last summer we wrote a song together with Alice Cooper and Andreas Carlson. And, you know, we want to continue working together. Mm-hmm. You know, we did many years ago, we co-produced and co-wrote an album for Sakis Rouvas called Ola Kala. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we're so happy that we're reunited and Sakis is going to come, and I can bet money on that he will be singing Ola Kala.
Ola Kala, everything good, everything okay.
Yes.
So you're going to perform. Όλα καλά θα μας πάνε. I suppose you know some Greek words.
Yes, but I can't say them on camera. They start with an M.
Yeah. And ends with Akas.
Exactly.
The most famous Greek word, I suppose.
I guess. We have one in the United States. It starts with an F and ends with a K.
Yeah.
We say it all day long, almost in every every sentence.
Yeah. So, would you like to reveal some other news about you, about your next steps?
Yes, I've been working on my autobiography. And it's called Desmond Child, Living on a Prayer, Big Songs, Big Life, with David Ritz, my co-writer. And we've been working on that, I think, 6 years. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that I'm still active. So every time we turn around, I have another thing to write about and keep adding to the book. You know, it just doesn't end. But finally, I drew the line last year on my work with Barbra Streisand. And, you know, it was the thrill of my life to get to work with her. And she, you know, I hope to work with her some more. I've been writing songs for her, but she doesn't know that yet. I have like 6 songs ready to play for her when I get back. And, you know, when you work with somebody, I mean, her career, she started in 1962. I think that's when she signed to Columbia Records. So she's been there a very, very long time. And, you know, 60 years she's been at the record company. And she still sings beautiful, like always, because she has such an extraordinary voice. So anyway, you know, there are other people I would love to work with. I'd love to work with Adele. I think I'm perfect for her. Mm-hmm. She sings a soul rock kind of music. And I don't think she's aware of me. So every interview I do, I say, Adele, 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 call me, please.
So maybe she will.
maybe the message will finally get to her. Maybe fans will say, hey, that Desmond Child's, a mess over there. If you don't work with him, he's going to have a problem. Call him.
Yeah. So, would you like to leave a message to your fans, especially here in Greece?
Yes, I just want to let my fans and the people of Greece know how much I love this country. My husband and our sons, Roman and Nero, we've been coming here for 15 years. This is our 15th trip to Greece. And we don't come as tourists, we come as family. We stay, this trip is 2 months. We stay, we're part of everything. We're not just looking around.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want the people of Greece and my Greek fans to know how much I love them. And, maybe next year I'll come back and we'll do a special symposium, rock symposium.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep talking to Phoebus about that. And, I could, we could do it for a week and we could have different people come and talk about rock music and songwriting and production. I would love to do that because, it would be very special. And so I hope maybe next year we can do that. I'm also working on a documentary of my life, which we're filming now. The making of the show here is all being filmed and all be part of a documentary of my whole entire life. We made a documentary that was released almost 9 years ago called TWO, the story of Roman and Nero, N-Y-R-O, see? N-Y-R-O.
Yeah.
And Roman. And those are our sons, and they were 9 years old when we finished the film, and so they are the narrators of the film. It's very cute, and that's on iTunes and Amazon Prime, I think. And I want to do Broadway shows. I have ideas. I've written one that's taken me 15 years to write, but when COVID came, it kind of stopped the progress. But it would be great to be able to tell a longer story than just a 4-minute song.
Mm-hmm.
Weave all this music together and tell a longer story. So that's a challenge that I would love to achieve in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's so many things. I mean, so many things to do. I just have to keep doing what I do and hope that opportunities come my way and someone will say, hey, why don't we hire that Desmond Child to write the song for this movie or the music for this animated film? He's great. Let's do it. And so, now that our sons are grown up, they're 20 years old now, I'm more free. And Curtis and I are willing to go and travel wherever it takes to do other projects and do other things. So it's a great time.
Yes, of course. Everything is more easy now. So I have to thank you very much for this interview. We don't have much time. I wish we had more time.
So are you coming to the show?
Of course, I will join the show. I also chat a lot with Phivos. I did an interview with him about 6 months ago. He's a great person, great artist, musician, and a great fan of Iron Maiden.
Yes. I mean, he's a real rocker.
Yeah.
So he's my brother here. I mean, we're so close and we want to do more things together.
Yeah.
Yes. Because this is going to be a show for all time. People remember this for their entire lives.
I'm sure about it.
Once upon a time, Desmond Child, rock the Parthenon, you
Yes,
know, and I think, you know, they wouldn't want to miss it.
of course. It's a unique show. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.